Alright, just doing a basic one today. Probably gonna be kind of boring because the goal is just to search around through different ruins, explore the map over here on the left, try and find some of the new stuff from 1.20. Apparently doing this wrong anyway. I've already done quite a bit of exploration. Um, I know the basics of where everything's at. Oh, look, suspicious stew. But I'm still looking for quite a few different items. I've only got 3 of the new armor trims. I'm suspicious too. Preferably, I'll find some underwater ruins where there's a chance for some sniffer eggs. I've already collected the camels. They're back in the zoo. And so really, this is just going to be a probably short and boring one while I wait for my work computer stuff to actually update. Because right now, everything is down, which is just awesome. I will say, I've updated the description of the YouTube channel that actually includes the website for Crystal Phoenix Hobbies, which was not there before. Um, we have more than just this kind of half-assed Minecraft stream. We also have some books, we have some games, we suggestions. There's a way to email through there. Uh, the website itself, for reason, does not come up on Google. An old one does with a link to the new one. I don't know why the link or the original one doesn't come out. But either way, it's available. Love for you guys to check it out. It's a very basic website. Our group has not done much with it. I'm not even sure if there are background images at this point, but it is there. So it's Crystal Phoenix Hobbies through Wix.com, but again, there's a link in the YouTube channel description. Hey, so I have the bread later. And then move on. Honestly, there's not going to be anything this town has that I'll need. Not even the camel over there, because I've already got 4. So, by the way, camels, not worth it. They're exceptionally slow. They cannot fall more than about a block and a half before they take damage. Just like horses, they cannot swim. And so while it's interesting that they can carry 2 people, they're useless. Although, because a bunch of old movies use it, I might breed a bunch of them out and eventually create a little like racetrack where players can come by and race their camels. Even though that will be the slowest race ever. Could do it with horses, but for some reason that's not as entertaining a thought as watching 4 or 5 different people struggle to guide their camels. They did add an interesting feature with them in that the camels, if you're pulling them with a lead, will every once in a while just sit down. And if they're sitting, you cannot pull them, you cannot push them. They're immovable blocks until they decide to get back up again. And so while I use the word interesting, I'm not sure if that is the one I mean. I may just mean frustrating as all get out. But it is what it is. Awesome. I am not going to find the stuff I need out here. Might run into a trial ruin. Haven't seen one of those yet. I don't think they spawn in the Badlands, and that looks like that's all that's on this map. Couple rivers. This is easily the largest Badlands in the realm, though. Like, we've got a couple different Badlands areas. One of them super, super small, about as small as the jungle to the north of me. And then one that's slightly larger where I've got my desert outpost that leads to an ancient city. But looks like this one trumps all of them. It's got as much terracotta as there is ice in a couple areas of the world. I'm beginning to think this is a ice world. If we go back to Zooville itself, there's a map of the world. If you haven't seen it, it's on the Zoo Tour. I've expanded on it a little bit over the last couple days since 1.20 came out, but it's still heavy on ice. If anybody's run across a trail ruin, take a picture of it. Put it in a comment somewhere so I can actually see what it looks like on a regular server as opposed to the ones, the professional streamers that always magically find what they're looking for the instant they're looking for it. Granted, they probably do some real editing, whereas obviously I do not, or it wouldn't be glitching. And although on my screen it doesn't glitch, I'm perfectly aware that on yours it is. So sorry about that, if you're watching all the way through this. But again, I'm not sure why you would. Man, there is nothing but terracotta. I used to think this was kind of rare. It's why I put it into my mansion. But now I'm thinking it is not anywhere near as rare in this realm as it used to be. That's a cool place for a town. Right up against the Badlands. Once again, certain it's not going to have anything I need, but right now, kind of hoping for an ancient well or abandoned well out in the middle of the desert. It also looks like this is just one small strip of desert in the middle of the Badlands and then right back to the Badlands. Yep, that's exactly what this is. I'd really like to find some cherry wood, but there's not going to be any plains on this map anyway. It's going to be a few hours before I get to the next map. One of the problems with the giant amount of exploration that's been done on this realm is that when these updates come out, they only apply to areas that have been unexplored. I'd really like it if they'd actually let you keep what you've explored and add the new elements to it. I know that would be nearly impossible, but it would be very helpful on servers that have been lasting as long as this one has. In a month, on July 18th, this realm will be 2 years old. And a lot of people, when they hear that, ask me how on earth we stay on a single server for that long, and the answer is, the more you build, the less you want to leave it. I'd be mildly crushed, I think is the right word, if the server were to somehow disappear. Or worse, if it suddenly switched to hardcore mode, because I am not that good of a player. I have died way more times, almost did it again, than is comfortable. A lot of dripstone down there. Nothing terribly useful, though. I've already got 30 or 40 automatic lava generators. I'm not sure there's a use for dripstone after that. So let's be honest, the idea of unlimited water through a dripstone is kind of pointless. Does it water crops? If you create a little cave-like farm system, can you use dripstone to water the crops? Does anybody know that? Wouldn't make sense, but it'd be kind of cool if it did. At the very least, it would look kind of interesting having all the spikes above the wheat. Or potatoes, if you go for that. There's not much purpose to the others. Simply because it's the currency of the realm. Gather up some of this gold. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm thinking part of the update, if I didn't say it already, is that the number of ruins under the water has been reduced because of the suspicious gravel that appears down there. I've seen surprisingly few, and I know this is very unlikely I'm going to find one here in the river, although it does occasionally happen. But even in some of the oceans that I found post 120, I found almost no ruins in them. And the ones I found have had very little of the lighting that I used to like to steal before I developed a frog light generator. By the way, frog light generators, awesome, take forever to set up, and are really dangerous to set up. Gotta find a treasure room bastion in the nether that still has its magma cube generator, and just like any other generator or monster spawner, you have to build around it, put a slab on top so they drop down, and then all the way around the inside, I tested it through creative, all the way along the inside on the bottom layer, you put slabs on the ground. Outside layer of behind the slabs, you put a bunch of hoppers, and then you wall off all those hoppers and put a wall on top of the slabs. So there's a half space above them that's open. And then all around the hoppers, when you wall it off, you fill that area with frogs, and then stand on top of the structure. And what you get is when magma cubes spawn, you have to shoot them a couple times so they become the tiny magma cubes. And then it's like a game of Hungry Hungry Hippos as the frogs eat everything in sight. Every time they get a frog light, it drops into the hopper. The hopper then leads back to, well, in creative I used a chest. In survival, it's a dropper because you're in a bastion and piglins see you open a chest or barrel, they flip out, or hopper even, they flip out, but they do not react if you open a dropper. And so it doesn't hold as much, but considering you have to manually be there to reduce the magma cubes down to their tiniest form, it actually works out anyway, so that you just go down, grab the frog lights when you're ready, and go. And you can get unlimited frog lights just once you get it set up. And again, setting it up, not very easy. Especially when the piglins are constantly there, and if you haven't killed the brutes, because it is a treasure room. A piece of gold armor stops the piglins, but not if the brutes are there, and not if you accidentally open one of the hoppers while making sure everything worked. Came very close to death on that one. Maybe at some point I will actually stream that. However, it's very, very far away from spawn, because the two closest, or from my town, the two closest treasure rooms to my town that I've found, I did not consider setting it up as a actual farm, and just wanted to stop the magma cubes, so I broke the spawners. Which meant finding a third treasure room way to hell and gone away from town. Like 4,000 or 5,000 blocks through the nether, which is a very boring trip, because all of my nether walkways are done through level 12. Because at level 12, almost nothing spawns. And so you have to dig it all out, but it's a 100% safe trip through the nether, because the only thing that occasionally happens is when you're digging, a block or a source block of lava appears and you have to close it off. When it comes to actually exploring the nether part that has buildings and enemies, I'm actually really, really terrible about it, and I avoid it whenever possible. So a lot of my, just to get to the spawner, I missed that jump, takes way too long to actually stream. So maybe one of these times I'll go out there. I don't really need frog lights right now. I've still got 20 or 30 of each. But when next time I need frog lights, I'll go down, I'll stream it, so you can see how it's set up. Mostly because I'm not really talking very quickly, and possibly did not explain it well. But it's basically a double wall, hoppers along or in between the two walls, with frogs on it, and the inside wall has slabs as the bottom layer, simply because the frogs can see through it, but the magma cubes can't jump through it, neither can the frogs. So it's a safe way to just let them go to town on everybody. It'd be nice if they could just kill them cubes on their own, reduce them down, but that would probably be asking a bit too much. If you're wondering why I'm using a silk touch instead of a fortune, it's because I have my fortune pickaxe back home, and when it comes to storage, even though I have nearly unlimited storage right now because I'm carrying an ender chest filled with 7 or 8 shulker boxes, it's just more convenient to wait until I get home and open them all up at once. It's not on my direct path, but why not? Because I don't have my brush on anymore. That's why not. There we go. Is that a town or a temple? I think it's a temple. It's a temple. I've already got the 4 pieces of Dune armor trim, but let's see if we can get 6. No more stew, no more stew. What the hell was that? Stew. I know there are benefits to using it. Never really bothered. There we go. There's a shard. Which one do I get? The brewer. Is that gonna work? No. There we go. Sun's going down, but it's not gonna matter because I'm gonna be in the temple. Start that. Couldn't figure out what hit him before I shot him. Forgot I had thorns on this armor. I am now on my sixth, seventh set of netherite armor. This will probably be, or hopefully be, the last one. Simply because it's now way harder to get it. Oh, if you haven't seen the inside of a new temple, back in the back wall, they've got some sand that leads down into a new room.
Good morning, Big High School staff of Love Power School.
So that wasn't annoying at all. Anyway, goes down to this new room. By the way, if you didn't know, yes, I am at the school. For those of you who don't know who I am a teacher. Probably wasn't going to say that, but cat's kind of out of the bag now. There's one. Anyway, down this new room, there's about 5 or 6 layers of sand. I'm not sure I have that one. And in these layers of sand, there's maybe 5, 6 suspicious. Found one down here. Okay, maybe this one's going to be less than the others. Wow, this one isn't going to be less than the others. There's one. Whatever it's doing anyway. Also useless. Stuff in the chest here in a second, and then I'll probably end this stream because we're already going on 25 minutes. Oh, that might have been. It's never on the top, so I didn't look. Up there. The end of this room. Oh, TNT. Got a question. Why did I have room to pick it up? Why am I carrying TNT? Huh. Anyway, in this room, there's 3 little alcoves. That's another one. More TNT. And what you have is an easier way to get in here. It's kind of convenient, not tearing anything up or that. This is why I'm carrying TNT, because I've already raided a couple temples. Oh, chest number 1. First of all, throw all the sand in. I guess in this too. One, two. It's not worth my time. Oh, did not get any more dune armor this time. I don't really need another saddle. That was kind of useless. Anyway, I will store a bunch of stuff here in a minute. As far as I know, nothing's out any of these. It's just into the regular sandstone of the desert. Would have been kind of cool if there'd been an extra little room somewhere out under here. Nope, now we're into the desert. It's still nighttime. So, longer stream, nothing happened, but that's not terribly surprising. So anyway, thanks for watching.